Hello and welcome to our sixth project, and here we are going to build another augmented reality application program. The application that you are going to see is a real project that had been done for National Institute of NIE of Mysore. So, basically the purpose of this project is to make the student familiar with different parts of a turbine engine. So, how this is designed is, in your mobile when you launch this app, this app, you are going to see a turbine engine running in front of your eyes, and you can actually dismantle every part and see what are the different parts and how it is assembled by just toggling the parts on and off. So, this, as they rotate through, as they use the phone and turn around, they can walk through 360-degree around the model. They can move in close, they can see the model in close, and they can explore the entire model in 3D in real time using this augmented reality application. So, now let us first learn how to build this application. So, as usual, we are going to start with Unity Hub. I will just double click on Unity Hub to launch the hub, and as usual we are going to start with a new project, and let us use the version 2022.3.5 F1. This is the version that we will be using, and you have all the templates here. And again, let us start with the basic 3D core template. I am going to name my project as Jet Turbine. So, I will give it the name as Jet Turbine, and then it is saved in Unity projects, and giving it the name, I will click on create project. Now, it will take some time for the project to get launched. Okay, now our project is launched, and once our project is launched, as usual we have to do some basic settings necessary to develop an Android or iOS app. The very first thing is, we have to go to File, Build Setting, and first choose your platform. If you are using iOS, choose iOS, but right now I am building it for Android. I will select Android, and the first thing I need is to click on the switch platform. So, when I click on switch platform, the required all the libraries for this Android platform will now be installed. So, let us wait till all this installation is done, and once the installation on the shifting of the platform is over, you will have two buttons, build and run. Now, after shifting to Android platform, now next come to this player setting, and in player setting, give in the company name, type your name or your roll number here. Let the name of the project be Jet Turbine only, and the default icon, let us set it later. If you scroll down, the first thing is in resolution and presentation. Last time for our solar system application, we had used portrait mode, but for this app we need landscape mode. So, that is why in default orientation, choose landscape left. That is, only in landscape left you will have this augmented reality application running. Then if you scroll down, the next setting that I have to go is in this other setting, and in the other setting, switch off Autographic API, select Vulkan and delete, because Vulkan Autographic API is not supported in augmented reality. So, we have to remove it. Then move down, and the next setting is the minimum API level, and in the minimum API level do not use Android 5.1, because augmented reality AR Core and AR Kit works only from Android 7 or 8. Safer side, use Android 8. That is, if any application or phone has Android version less than 8, this application is not going to run. Then target API level highest, leave it as it is, scroll down, and the next thing is, in the scripting backend, always use IL2 CPP, because IL2 CPP is a more optimized app building application rather than the old system of Mono. And once you enable IL2 CPP, now you will have this ARM64 activated. Switch off ARM v7 and on ARM64. And then if you scroll down now, so almost all the settings that is needed for our app, initial app, is now done. The thing that is left is this XR plugin management, and for this we have to install our AR plugin. So for this I will close this player setting, I will close this build setting, I will now come to Windows, package manager, and here packaging project is there. I will click here and choose Unity registry. So now all the apps are procured from the Unity registry, and here to shortlist my package, I will come to search and I am going to type AR, and now you have all the augmented reality related packages, and here I am first going to select AR foundation. Select AR foundation and click on the install button. AR foundation is the basic system needed for this augmented reality to work. So we are going to install AR foundation first. So now once this AR foundation is installed, it is just running and it is getting installed now. It is now going to ask, do you want to enable the backends? And here click yes, because the input system in the new Unity is a different input system and the older system is disabled, whereas for augmented reality we need the older system enabled. So here in this option click yes, and when you click on yes, Unity will quit and it will restart. So it will install it, and after the installation is done, Unity will quit and then it will restart. Okay, now Unity has restarted. Again I will come here and search for AR applications, and now you can see AR foundation is installed. Now I will select the Google AR Core XR plugin and I am going to install. This Google AR Core XR plugin is the plugin that is used for Android phone development. If you are developing your application for Android, we use Google AR Core, whereas the more advanced AR plugin is this Apple AR Kit, but this works only with iOS. That also I will select and click install. So if you are building it for iOS, we are going to use AR Kit XR plugin. Okay. So now wait till this Apple AR Kit XR plugin is installed, and once the installation is complete, so all our required packages are now installed. I will close this. Now again come to file, build setting, and now again in player setting, now we have to come to this XR plugin management, and in XR setting you can see the Android tab is already selected here. Enable Google AR Core. This has to be enabled, and initial XR on startup should also be ticked. So these are the basic settings that need to be done. I will close this. I will close this application also. I will go to file and I will save this. Now let us build our scene. So to build the scene, in assets I will come to scene, and I have this sample scene. I will right click and I am going to rename this as jet underscore turbine. I will give it the name as jet underscore turbine. See here the name has changed, and here we doesn't need this main camera because our camera will be the phone camera, because this is an AR application. So I will select this main camera and I am going to delete it. Now the next thing is I will right click here, I will come to XR and I am going to first add this XR origin, and when you add XR origin, see that its transform is all reset, or if you can come to this 3 dots and click on reset. Now the next thing, again here right click and choose XR and add an AR session, and after I add this AR session, come to the game view, and in the game view, in the viewport now, in the previous viewport you had used this portrait mode, but now use 1920 into 1080 landscape. You have to use this setting because our app will now work in the landscape mode. Now go to file, choose save. Now our next project, next job that we have to do is we need the asset. Basically we need the turbine engine. Actually, this turbine engine has been already modeled in Blender, and this model has been exported to FBX. It has been converted into a prefab, and that prefab is packed into a package, and I am giving it to you. So, we are not going to bother about how to model this turbine. This is entirely a different subject. Now, here we are only worried about how to bring this turbine, bring life to this turbine. So, the turbine I am already providing you in whatever the link I have provided along with this video. In that link you have the resources, and when you download those resources, see, for example, when you download that resource files, you will come and you are given with a file called jet_turbine_project assets.zip. So, this is the file you are going to download. First thing is, you just unzip this file. So, whatever this zip file you have downloaded from the given assets, unzip it, and when you open this folder, basically here you have one jet turbine assets.unity package. Now, what you have to do is, you can just drag it from here onto the project, or you can come to assets here, right click, choose import package and choose custom package, and now scroll to this path. So, we are going to scroll to this path, and let us select this jet turbine assets.unity package file and click open. So, now it will show you the list of items needed. Click select all and click import. Now, what happens is, the entire model is imported here into the folder called assets. If you open this assets folder, you have two folders here. One is the audio and another is the jet engine. In audio, you have the sound of the jet plane. So, if I play it, you can hear. So, we have the sound of the jet turbine. Then you have the jet engine, and inside this jet engine you have materials, meshes and textures, and everything is combined together in this jet turbine. Now, what you have to now do is, just drag this jet turbine into your scene. In this case, I have set position everything ready. You need not do any modification. See, as soon as you drag, you come to the transform, and you can see it has moved along the z axis by 2 points. Along the y axis it is rotated 90 degree, and the scale is 111. Okay. So, I have already reset everything. Now, go to file, choose save, and now if I come to scene and if I run this, see, when I execute it, you can just see that we have this AR application running. Okay. I will stop the playback. Now, here in this scene, if you just zoom and see, we have this turbine. This is the turbine blades. And now, what I want is, I want this turbine blade to keep rotating. That is, this model is not a stagnant model. I want this model to have some animation. So, to create this animation, now I will come back to assets here, right click, choose create, and I am going to create a folder called scripts, and in the scripts folder I am going to right click and I am going to create a new C# script, and I am going to call this script as rotate controller. So, I will give it the name as rotate controller. Wait for the script to get compiled. You can see it is compiling and it is now done. Double click it to open it in Visual Studio Code, and once it opens in Visual Studio Code, you click here, yes, I trust the authors, and then let us start our coding here. Now, here I am not going to use this start part. I will remove it. The very first thing is, I am going to declare a vector3 variable. Already in the last session, I have told you what is a vector3 variable. If you come to Unity, if you select the jet turbine here, the position, rotation and scale values are represented by x, y, z, 3 vector values, and this is what we call as a vector 3 variable. So, now here I will come back to Visual Studio Code and I am going to declare a public variable, and the type of variable is, it is a vector 3 variable, and I am going to give it the name as rotate vector. Let r be small. Always remember, variables should always start with small letter, and I am going to put a semicolon. So, I have declared a variable here, rotate vector. Now, I will save this. Now, the thing is, how am I going to use this? What I want in my animation, I want this turbine, jet turbine, this turbine to rotate. I want this turbine to rotate, and for this turbine to rotate, the rotation is in this transform component. So, for this I will come back to my script here, and in the script, in update, I am going to call this transform component, and in transform I call rotate, and in open close parenthesis I have to give the vector value, and the vector value I give is this rotate vector, and this rotate vector I am going to now multiply it. See, if I apply it as it is, what happens? I told you the update will run this code depending upon frames per second, but I want it to run based on time every second. The advantage of this is, irrespective of the machine speed, your animation speed should remain the same. For that reason, every time we multiply this value with a variable, with a component called time dot delta time, and after this closed parenthesis I will end it with a semicolon. Now, I will come to file and I am going to save this, and then I will come back to my Unity, and I will, there is some error here, okay, the spelling mistake, transform, I have not written S here, it has become transform, because of wrong spelling I was getting the error. I will save this. Now, come back to Unity and see whether there are any errors. So, if there are no errors, it will compile the script. Now, come to project. Right now this script is just in my warehouse. Where you have to apply this script, don't apply it to the main jet turbine, then the whole jet turbine will rotate. I doesn't want the whole jet turbine to rotate. I want only this turbine, this wheels. See here in my model jet turbine, if you open it, you have turbine root. In turbine root you have root, and in that you have turbine. You have each part here. So, if I switch off and switch on, you can see which is the turbine. See, this is the turbine, and for this turbine I am going to apply this rotation controller, and after applying rotation controller, in the y value I will set a value of around 100, and then I am going to choose file save, and then now if I execute the game, now let us check. See, now you are not able to see the turbine because we are in the side view. If you come to the scene view, see, you can see the turbine is rotating. So, we have created this animation. So, in this session we have set up our turbine, we have set up our augmented reality scene, added the turbine, placed it in the right position, and we have made the turbine rotate. Now, in the next part we are going to build an user interface where the user can see every part. In this turbine he can hide or show every part using button, and this interface we are going to build it in our next session. Thank you.